Heartbreak and devastation tonight at the corner of Maryland Avenue and 21st Street in Northeast. Just after 6 p.m., police say two people pulled up in this car, jumped out, and started shooting at the crowd of people that included several children.
The suspects exited a vehicle and began shooting at people that were outside here in the neighborhood. Our real-time crime center began investigating and provided images from cameras in the area to aid in this investigation.
Chief Pamela Smith says in total 6 people were shot, including 2 children.
You know, we can hit a thump, we can hit a roll, we can hit that from miles and miles away.
So much chemistry in the history of this place. It was an amazing feeling for those who had a chance to experience RFK.
I've seen the Redskins play, I've seen DC United play, I've seen concerts here, I've seen Lollapalooza.
But now,
and at that time, it was really great to have football team in the neighborhood. But the neighborhood's changed a lot.
And we got, of course, all these things right here, the playground, the park, the soccer stadium, baseball stadium, and it kind of it's out of place.
The National Park Service says the demolition of old RFK Stadium can move forward, and people we spoke with say they've been waiting for this moment.
So I think it needs to be demolished, but it needs to be replaced with something that will fit the neighborhood where it is now.
In 2022, the RFK demolition had significant safety challenges. But in the most recent report, no findings of significant impact, the Park Service said when it evaluated the potential effects of the demolition. But now there's lingering questions of what's next for the space.
The Commanders should come back in D.C.
Some are hoping for a new home for the Commanders, but others have concern.
I think it's exciting because I do want, I love the Commanders back in the area.
But what happens to the space around it? How do you get people in? How do you get people out?
You just hope that whatever they wind up doing, that there's still adequate facilities for the youth of DC.
It's time for a change, and change is always good.
All of a sudden, I saw the car moving, and I thought I left the car unlocked. So I ran right away, door was locked, and all of a sudden I realized that there was somebody there. She just drove, I was forcing, and I was like dragged.
Carlos is banged up.
My knees, my elbow.
And not showing his face because he is still in shock and terrified by what unfolded Thursday night. He was driving for Lyft and picking someone up at Union Station, had gotten out to help put her bags in the car when a woman jumped in the front seat and took off with his car and the $1,200 he was planning to bring to the bank.
The money that was there was to help me for my mortgage.
He began driving for Lyft in October to pay the bills. In March, he had serious health issues. In August, part of his finger had to be amputated after an accident while working outside, ending his decades-long career as a healthcare aide.
This finger is half amputated because of the accident. How can I work like that?
Even worse, police told him these hop-in thefts at Union Station happen constantly.
The officer told me that this same incident happened once every day.
At Union Station?
At Union Station happens once every day. The minute I'm going to be strong and get up, something happens. It happened once every day. And I was the one yesterday.
To the person who stole his car and his money.
Lady, you picked the wrong guy. At least the Robin Hood was robbing the rich for the poor. You rob the poor for the poor.
I'm 4 months pregnant and have doctor's appointments.
Part of the reason they recently decided to splurge on a reserved spot.
We thought it would be more secure than where we had it before. Obviously, that was not true.
Last Monday, the 12th, Jack says he went to the garage to get the car, but it was gone.
Clearly obvious that it was either towed by the apartment or that it was stolen.
Their car was recovered later that day, but it was badly damaged, the ignition torn out, a car theft trend that has made headlines for some time.
I'd like to believe my Kia is innocent. The people who are stealing the cars are not.
The next day, DC police say the owner of a Hyundai reported her car as broken into in the same garage. A spokesperson for the property owner, W.C. Smith, told WUSA 9 Monday night that vehicle theft is a citywide crisis, that they're working with MPD but have also made some changes. They've added Wi-Fi access to the garages, have reprogrammed the doors to close quicker, and have hired security patrols. We looked at the crime data from DC police specifically for Navy Yard. Crime overall is down this year compared to this time last year, car thefts included. But when you compare the data from the past 3 years to the data from the 3 years prior, crime is drastically up and car thefts are too.
I don't really blame the apartment necessarily. I think that they're working in a tough environment.
An environment they're reconsidering calling home.
A lot of the young people feel like empowered and emboldened to be committing these crimes, and that's what really scares me.
All eyes were on the Celebration Bowl, easily the largest stage HU football is played on. It was a nationally televised game. The Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, was on hand. Even former NFL MVP Cam Newton took in Saturday's game. Fourth quarter, Howard trailed 24-19, but Bison defensive back Carson Hilton delivered a game-changing pick six, giving HU a 26-24 lead.
Well, one thing Coach KJ like to tell me is film don't lie, you feel me?
However, the Rattlers would strike back. FAMU pulled out a flea flicker, resulting in a 38-yard touchdown pass. Howard had a few chances to regain the lead, but committed 2 late-game interceptions, and that spelled defeat for Howard University. And you can tell from the players' reaction following the game, it's going to take some time for the Bison to recover from Saturday's Celebration Bowl defeat. But by no means do the Bison view their season as a failure.